Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Today, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. If you are one of, on average, about 16 people who watch this spot, you'll know that I'm in the habit of doing a complete review of the aspects, which is basically the content of my other channel. In the interest of shortening time for this episode, I'm going to take the review of the aspects as already done and push ahead into the tarot content. I will still address the places where the tarot cards seem to speak to the day's astrology. I will just assume, if you want the full content of the astrological aspects, that you have looked at them before coming here. So here, today, I will introduce the card that usually sits on the side of the page, and then I'll play another card that, in the context of the day's astrology, may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that has been sitting on the side of the page is the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is present here because it represents, in astrology, the final 10 days, or the third decan of the sun's transit in the land of Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign. Pentacles, or coins in tarot, are earth element symbolism. And earth element symbolism is about the physical resources we possess, including our bodies, including our money, and anything else that we can get our hands on, right? That we can then parlay somehow into a sense of security and stability for ourselves. So what work are you willing to do? What are you willing to give of yourself to create a level of security for yourself? And you know, here we are, we have reached the 10 of coins, or the 10 of pentacles. And so this is like the end of the pentacle path. This is the ultimate expression of that material security we seek. This is what all of the effort, all the work, all that we were willing to give has paid us back, right? And because we did diligent efforts, and we attended our gardens, with love and wisdom and time and patience, because we did all of that labor, now we can sort of enjoy the fruits of the labor. But going beyond just enjoying the fruits of the labor, we find that we have like culminated into this space in a life where everything we need or desire is right there around us, and we don't have to worry about anybody we care about going without. So if you're in that space, I congratulate you. Welcome to the Ten of Pentacles. And the work that you've done has really paid off for you. Okay, in this picture I see a person who appears to have sort of just arrived home. So it is the end of a path, and what they arrived to is sort of their happy family and their happy home. And so having arrived to an end point, though, we know that there's a place to move on from here. We don't just get to sort of ever rest on our laurels. The question is, after you have arrived back at this beautiful space where everything is secure and you have everything you need, then what do you do next with the resources that you have? What are you willing to give of yourself to create something that adds further stability, perhaps to more people, or a broader sort of stability to your own family? And so with that taken, and with the aspects taken, I'm a little new to this, so it's going to take me a moment to get into the groove. I did already shuffle the cards and went ahead and put this card down, and today we got the King of Rods, or the King of Wands, depending on what tarot card pack you're looking at. But the King of Rods here is sort of the ruling masculine facet of fire element energy. Okay, so fire element energy is about drive, it's about determination, it's about that spark, initiative, the desire to keep moving forward, this always sort of looking forward. And in fact, when you have mastery of fire element symbolism like the King of Rods does, then you can become an almost, you see this, the way this person seems to be looking out, almost a prescient sort of person. You can see a little bit into the future, because people who have fire element strong in their charts, people who are naturally fiery people, they have a tendency to just be able to see how things are going to unfold and act quickly in that direction. So that's what's coming to mind with me at the King of Rods right now. It is sort of this ultimate expression of mastery, of drive and determination, mastery of perhaps our more impatient, restless, or even angry or aggressive impulses, which are very much present on the page today. You know, Venus culminates the square with Mars today, and Moon goes conjunct to Mars and then square to Venus like within 30 minutes of each other. So, you know, we have this really intense, you know, in our hearts and at home on the Moon side of the page, we have this really intense will to act. We want to take care not to express ourselves too aggressively. I feel like there's only certain circumstances under which being aggressive at home are really going to be considered acceptable. It is a really positive aspect if there's something about your family or your home that needs that, or your body that requires you to defend it. But other than that, you know, there's going to be a tendency toward, you know, being a little too perhaps physical in our passionate pursuit to get what it is that we desire, or to get whatever point it is across that we desire, right? And then the Moon goes square to Venus, and this is kind of like we want to get some attention and affection, and sometimes it's just not available to us from the regular sources. So normally that's the self-love challenge. It's sort of like, okay, I'm going to have to provide myself the attention and affection that I desire today. But taken with the Mars is conjunct to the Moon and Venus square to Mars there, you know, there's just this tension right now between Venus and Mars. And Venus and Mars are like the classic couple. They're like the classic pair. One is more receptive and one is more assertive, okay? One is a little more passive and one is more aggressive, right? So Venus is on the receptive, passive side. Mars is on the assertive, aggressive side. And Mars is really conjuncting with the Moon here. So remember that this is about how it feels, right? Sometimes when we lose patience with somebody or something, some circumstance we're in, when we lose patience, you know, we think that, you know, and this is like in our body and in our mind, and honey, your brain is part of your body, okay? So this is in our body. We feel this impulse to act out in perhaps an angry way or an impatient way. And, you know, we think that it will feel satisfying to do something like that. You know, for example, to throw something across the room, right? But the gratification that comes from that action, you know, probably is not worth, it doesn't last very long. It's probably not worth the consequences, which means, you know, like I have to get up and see if I broke my phone now, right? So, you know, we really want to guard against, we really want to be on guard about this intense will to act, this ability for things to get a little aggressive where we want to be assertive, or, you know, for us to sort of lose our temper, just because we've got this sort of square challenged aspect that brings up some creative tension. You know, this is really about, you know, who are you paired off with? Who are you partnered with? Who is your complementary opposite right now? And how are you getting along with them? And how does it feel to you in your body to, you know, to indulge in that assertiveness or in that receptiveness, right, at this time? So, you know, creative tension is coming up in those situations where we're paired with an opposite. And, you know, we want to be aware, we want to be in mastery of that fiery impulse, okay? We want to be in mastery of that impatience or that anger that arises. And we want to find a way to transmute it into joy and, you know, a more practical and loving approach to pursuit of what it is we're trying to get at, okay? And if we're trying to get at this Ten of Pentacles vibe, we're really going to have to make sure that we've got our passions under control, right? We've got to have that mastery of the passions, in order to, have the work that we do be effective, have the care that we put into things be effective. Because, you can put a lot of care into something like building a family, but if you don't have mastery over your restlessness, mastery over your impatience, mastery over your angry or aggressive ways of being, then that family life is not going to be so wholesome as you had hoped it would be. Okay, and I think that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.